Thank you for clicking on this video, and today what I'm going to do is review some Flutter portfolios. So if you want me to review your Flutter portfolio, leave your Flutter portfolio in the comment section down below. So let's get started. So what I've done is that I have picked out Flutter developers portfolio, and most of them have built in Flutter Web. So from the first thing that you can see over here is, alright, it's pretty nice. I like the pinkish, reddish kind of, what do you call this, color. And then it says you're mobile and web developer. You have a vision and help you build it with all love. With all love. So I guess with love would be nice, but yeah, this seems fine. But overall, it looks good. And okay, so on the top bottom here, if you guys can see, this is where you have opened up an email. So okay, I was thinking that this was like a chatbot. If he was able to create a chatbot in Flutter Web, I would be very impressed. But it's okay, I need to build a project. If I click on it, okay, it says coming soon. So I wouldn't recommend you to have this over here, but that's fine. So and I really like the curve over here. It looks very nice, like pretty professional with your button over here. And this is clickable, which is nice also. But yes, if you were to have people reaching out to you, you can have like what this chatbot button at the bottom does. Opens a mail application for you to send an email, something like that. You could see the first thing here, Top Taxi. So he built an app that is for transportation to provide cars to its customer through a smart application whenever they request. The use of this application is free. So this is pretty good. He talks about the app name and what the app does. So I'm assuming he is the main developer. I don't know. So one thing to take note is that you should write what is your role in this app that you have built. So he have built in Java, PHP, HTML, JavaScript, Laravel, Firebase, and OneSignal. So let's have a preview. Right. Oh, you have the icon over here. So I think one thing to take note is that you should put the icon right over here, you know. Oh, this is scrollable. Oh, wow. This is fantastic. Wow. So you can scroll over here. So maybe an indicator that says you are, you can scroll the different icons, but this is nice. This is pretty cool. And preview, I was assuming I can preview more, but this is a bit redundant because you already have explained everything that I need to know about Top Taxi. So I was thinking you will show me inside the App Store, which hopefully this is where, yeah, I was hoping that the Google Play link should be at this preview over here. And then you might put like the Android or Play Store icon over here. So it makes sense, like preview, then I'll go to the Top Taxi, you know, kind of landing page. Yep, it looks pretty nice. Oh, you have your face over here. So I think this face should be on top over here. All right. And at least I know what you look like. Alright, so you have these different tabs over here. So you have projects. Okay, so the projects, literally what I've seen here is the same. So I think you can just dismiss these projects. You don't need this, it's redundant. And then you have your contacts, which is also the same over here. If your contact is not working properly, then you can just remove all of this. I think this page is enough for me to know that you're competent for work, you know, because all of these app screens are pretty nice. You could see everything that you have worked on. Yeah, so it's pretty professional. I like it. It's smooth. There's no jagginess. Yeah. And then your face is over here and you have your social links over here, which is great. So if I click on this, I can go to your GitHub and your different stuff, right? All right, so that's pretty cool. Right, so overall, I think this Flutter Web portfolio is pretty good. It's simple, one page. I know exactly what projects you have done. I like this value proposition. You have a vision and help to build it with love. So one thing that I want to share is that I'm building a Udemy course that helps you build a fantastic portfolio that people will get impressed using Flutter Web. So if you're interested, sign up in the link in the description. So the next one is Zubair. You have that loading screen and yeah, this is pretty nice. This is like a static website. You can't go scroll down. This is what you see over here. So I like it a lot. It's very nice, very simple. I like the color scheme. It's pretty nice. Like in terms of like design wise, this is very simple. So if I the about and contacts, I can't click it apparently. So if you have a about and contact page, that makes sense. But you don't need this. But overall, very nice. One thing that I just want to comment is how small the text is. This is like my normal screen kind of size. So if I were to zoom in, maybe this is a good size, right? Yeah, I feel like this is a good size. So this is like a block of text. So maybe you can just, have an enter after this proficient wise. And then, I can read it better. But overall, that's pretty okay. Experience. So lorem ipsum, text of printing and typesetting. I guess this is not meant to be his portfolio. I think if I'm not wrong, this is like an example that people can follow. So what skills I have, this is very clean. I like it. Java, Kotlin, Dart, Flutter, Android, everything, which is nice. Then you have his experience as a software engineer, and that's pretty cool. And you have his own like nice icon. And then you have his social media links. So if I were to like, for example, go to Google Plus, okay, that's GitHub. That's Medium, that's LinkedIn, right? Okay, so this works. So I'm assuming this is Zubair ones, but overall it's pretty nice. I like it a lot. It's simple. To know whether this is a Flutter Web is if the person did not remove this scrolling thing. So, but other than that, the design is pretty cool. So I like it. I like the grayish background and what's this dark turquoise kind of color that fits with the person's color over here. Yeah, so overall good job. It's short and sweet. One thing that's missing is the projects of what he have done before, but I think this is like a resume-ish kind of portfolio or website, so I'm fine with it. I think this is good enough, but with maybe an added like projects that you have done, I think that will really sell who you are. So good job, Zubair. So I'm going to show another like website that he has done also later on. We'll see. Alright, the next one is by Chandrasekhar. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. He's from India. And wow, like the reoccurring theme about Flutter Web projects is that it's very nice. So I really like this. It's a flat style kind of like image. So I'm assuming that this is him, but this is also him. So yeah, either way, it doesn't really matter for me. I really like it. So I'm an Android techie with 6 years, blogging open source, authored 15 open source, 20 articles. I like to get in touch. Okay, so this is the different tabs that you can go through. Yeah, it's pretty nice. But I would rather have all of these in one page, I would say. The less amount of steps for the user to know more about you, the better the first impression they have on you. So you have your social media links. Yep, it's working. So that's pretty good. So let's go to speaking. So very nice. Mastering Android Studio template creation. So you have a YouTube. All right. And then what's this? Speaker deck. Okay, so I think maybe just a screenshot of your YouTube video would be great, and maybe you probably have your face. Okay, you don't have your face, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so having like a screenshot of what you have talked about would be very, very good, and that gives you more social proof on like, hey, I know my stuff, that kind of thing. So the next one is open source. So you have open source some stuff on Android Studio, and Flutter itself. So if I click on it, so you have open source flutterexamples.com. So this is okay. This is nice. I like it. And then feedback widget. So in PubDev, you have some open source libraries that you can use, and then authentication view. I think as humans, we are visual creatures. So any type of screenshots for your different open source projects will be very great. Yeah. So yeah, same goes with like your app intro animation, for example. If you have like screenshots on how the animation looks like, for example, like this, right? If you were to put like a GIF just over here, it will really help recruiters or even like people looking for a developer to see like, hey, this guy's capable. So let's go to the skills. So in skills, all right, so you got OP. Yeah, I thought this is clickable. Yeah, but if it's not clickable, then I think a shadow kind of container wouldn't be a wise choice. But this is not like pressing matters for you to change, but that's fine. So responsive design, cross-functional teams, test-driven development, TDD, agile, and OP, solid principles. Okay. So I don't know if you talk about the different programming languages that you do. So I guess from my inference, you have experience in Flutter and Android. But I guess if people really want to see your skills, you should also put it over here. So like Flutter and Android and whatever programming languages you have experience on. And then you have awards, right? Google Certified Developer, got a seed contribution and funding for my own source project. Okay. First person to propose and present a topic, Android Studio templates, expertise in Android iOS, right. So any social proof, any certificates will really help in these awards and certification, because this is what you have showcased. But if you were to have the certificate or some sort of logo, that would be great. But I guess you want to be in line with the theme with blue color, which is fine also. So overall, it is very nice. I really like it. But I feel that this is a bit unnecessary. You can just put all of these at the same page and then let the user scroll down. Yeah. Let's see all right. So I guess in terms of like mobile design, I haven't done mobile responsive for the other two. So I guess this is the second one. So I'm assuming that you want the navigation menu when you have a mobile screen size kind of thing. And yeah, this looks great on mobile, but if in desktop, this is like a very big empty space, which I'm not like, this is not a pressing matter, but this is just some design stuff. But either way, it doesn't really matter. I like it. All right, so let's move on to the next one. All right, the next one is Maheshwar Ravuri, right? And he's from California, US. All right. So yeah, it's pretty simple. About me, IT admin by day, Flutter enthusiast by night. He knows Dart, Flutter, C++, and Python. Okay, this is home page. But I like how you have this color theme. So I guess Flutter is really good at theming stuff. So you could see that this is neon and stuff, right? Okay, so you got dark mode and light mode. That's nice. I like it. That's really nice. I like it. Okay, so that's pretty good. And one thing that I also want to share is that Flutter Web, right, I honestly think Flutter Web is a good portfolio framework, because this is like the vision of Flutter. If you are able to build your app in Flutter, you are able to showcase in websites also. So for example, if you have like a BMI calculator that you have created, right, easily you can see it inside the web and it acts like an app itself. So like, this is something that I really like about Flutter itself. Okay, so the mobile responsiveness is pretty good. Yep, it's nice. Okay, so one thing that I also want to talk about is this bar thing, like how you rate yourself according to the different languages. So for example, like Flutter, like there's no number, but I'm assuming that you are close to 90% of the knowledge of Flutter. So a lot of people would not recommend to have this technical kind of skills chart where you grade yourself on how well you are in a certain tool or framework or language, because you possibly can't know 90% of Flutter, 80% of Dart, because there's a lot of intricacy that you probably need to know about Flutter. And I think the people who created Flutter might not know everything about Flutter, right? That's the thing about this technical skill. So for me, my advice is to really just remove these technical skills and just put it under your about me, and then just put your C#, C++, and your Python over here, that kind of thing, which what you have did over here, And then you have your contact, which is great. Yeah, I really like it because it's short and sweet. It's simple. But your about me is pretty small though. So one thing that I think you should, talk more is like, what is your future plans? Do you want to get hired or whatsoever? So you have your Twitter, that's great, and then you have your GitHub. So one thing that I also want to talk about is accessibility. So for people who aren't able to, see these buttons or what, at least they have this text to rely on, like visit, whatever. So I really like about this. Maybe at the bottom right, you could say toggle, night mode, toggle, light mode, something like that. So this is short and sweet. Like this project showcase, it needs to be, I guess, more enticing. Like have a screenshot about it. So most of my advice will be around the same. And I don't know if you want to have your phone number over here. Like what's your future? Do you want to have a Flutter developer job or something like that? So yeah, talk more about yourself. And then you have your face, your big face over here. So I guess it's a bit redundant to have two faces over here. So you choose one. You either want to show your face or not. Yeah, and careful on this kind of like buttons kind of theming over here. I like the shadow, but this means that I'm able to click on this hello I'm. So maybe just make this into a normal text, and then I think it's fine. Like you can be consistent with the different heading over here. All right, so let's move on to the next one. All right, so this is another of Zubair portfolio. I really like this. This is quite, I feel like it's a complicated kind of design. I'm not a fan of this kind of design where you have your text rotated to vertically. It makes me or the user to tilt my head to read it, Same time you have your different social media links over here. So yes, this website uses fucking cookies, so like profanity is not really good in your portfolio. It doesn't give a very good vibe on how professional you are, but that's fine. And I know if it's a Flutter Web project when you see this thing when I drag it down. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But I really love the design. This is really very nice. If you guys can see the background, right, it says DES and then IGN. So he has like a UI for this. So it's very nice. I like it. I don't know if I'm a fan about this, but this looks pretty cool. Focus on programming, professional. Yeah, so we have seen so far what he has done. And then you have this like small s text about what skills you have. So I'm gonna zoom in. Having the text zoom in for users like me who can't really see small text would be great. But yeah, it looks very clean. I really like how the design is. It's really very on point. And then you have your different experiences. And at the bottom, I'm always interested about cool stuff. Are you minding a project? Let's talk. I guess having your value proposition at the top will be great. Yeah, because this is a very impressive Flutter Web portfolio. So yeah, overall, I really like it. Like most of the portfolios I've seen so far is very impressive. Like the design is there. So just having the text not have rotated vertically would be great. But either way, it's overall one of the best portfolio I've seen so far built in Flutter Web. All right, let's go for the next one. Okay, so I think he has created a Medium article about how to build a Flutter Web project in this way. So this is very clean. It talks about what tech he has done. Cricket, music, likes traveling. So he talks about more about him. You can see that he likes motorcycles. All right, so Aditya, and then if you were to go to the blog, don't know if it's loading. If you go to projects, right, I really like it. So yeah, like I say, it'll be great if you put your projects in the first page. So this is like, this portfolio I assume is meant for mobile view kind of thing. So you can do dark mode and light mode, which is great. So I assume that these different links are working, but your blog is not working. Oh, it is working. So I think most of this goes to Medium. Yep, that's great. That's great. You can go to Medium and whatnot. But it's a bit too big for websites. But if I were to make it smaller, then it's good for mobile view. So that's something that you can work on. And then your projects, if I were to click on it, yep, that's great. I can see exactly what you have done so far. So this is very impressive. You have 11,000 people who use this, right? Yeah, so through Lancer search. Okay, so what's your role on this and what are the different tech that you have used, that kind of thing. That would be great. But this is pretty impressive. I like it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of having bottom navigation bar in websites because we usually have our navigation bar on top. Yeah, so that's one thing to take note of. But overall, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. If you can cache this thing, that would be great also. You don't have to always load it up. But yeah, that's fine. So overall, I think, oh, this doesn't work. Okay. Oh, okay. Some works, some doesn't. All right. So I'm assuming you're a freelancer, and it will be great if you have working links. Yeah, you can just update it like maybe once a month or once bi-weekly, and you can update this. But overall, pretty nice. All right, so the last one is alias.linsec, and this is built in Flutter Web. Right, you could see the, what is this called? The scroll thingy on top. So you have your social media stuff here. Yeah, it would be great if I can have a mini animation or interaction that I know that this is clickable. Hi, I'm an app developer. So, okay, that's great. If you're an app developer, why do I see the IDE at the back? So if you have your screenshots of your different apps, that would be great. So I like this thing, but I think this is not clickable. So yeah, I think this is a mini animation that bounces up and down. About me, I have 3 years of experience in development. Started, and yep, pretty nice. I'm a computer science student in Australia. And then your top skills are Java desktop application development, Flutter development for Android, iOS, and the web, native Android development using Java. All right, and yeah, I can see that you like flying, or yeah, so something about you. So maybe like what you want people to like, oh, I'm available for freelance or something like that. That would be great. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. You have the different screenshots of what people expect. So if I click on this, oh, cannot. There is this more button over here. I will not have this auto rotation on because this is a bit distracting. So having to stop and let people scrolling will be great. So this is a project idea management for developers in development, Flutter, add projects, blah, 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 authentication, Google email, and whatnot. And I guess these are the features, right? And then you have your GitHub link. All right. So maybe what's your role? Are you the main developer, and or you are the project manager because you are building this project idea management? So how about this one? So track your device running times. I guess track your device run time. So allow how long device run. Okay, that's good in Java FX and Windows SourceForge. Yeah. So I guess you can highlight what tag you can use, but you've already written down, and these are the different features. So I'm assuming you are the only developer, so having a role would be great. Even though the app looks very plain, I mean, now I know what it looks like on the actual app. And I think this is very colorful and nice. So I really like this. Okay, this is a huge amount of text, so you have to break it up, right? My little brother is a designer. He will say like, please align everything in one style at least. So having this block of text be broken up maybe into 3 paragraphs and then aligned to according to title, or this title should move here and this should move here. And the same thing, the tag and the role in the tag and role on your app itself will be great. And you have your contact me. All right, that's pretty good. And if I click on hire me, what does it do? Overall, I think it's clean enough, short and sweet. I think overall the Flutter Web portfolios are fantastic, but there are certain things here and there that I guess you can improve on, right? Overall, the Flutter Web portfolios are fantastic, honestly. I think I've seen worse websites, but I think because how Flutter is being built in terms of declarative UI and how it is easy enough for you to learn Flutter, building websites actually is easier than I think, honestly, in HTML and CSS. Even though I don't have any, not saying I don't have any, but I have very little experience in web development, I feel that having a framework that allows you to build fantastic looking websites, it's something attractive to maybe people who are learning web development. Overall, the different advice that I usually say is that always have to put your value proposition, and at the same time, like, what's your role and the different tag that you have used if you want to find a job. And if you want to do freelance, always post your projects and maybe put an icon to make it looks like an app itself. But overall, fantastic design. I'm very impressed by the different Flutter portfolios overall. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want more of this video, subscribe down below and comment down below on your portfolio to be reviewed by moi. So that's about it. Stay safe and all the best. Bye bye.